old Swansea looks the same. There's a straight train, not a train. There to greet me is my mother. Now my father, hello. Down the lane I look, and there runs a Mary. Hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the greeny green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the paint is cracked and dry. I'll have to get a man in. And there's an old elm tree, the one I used to play on. Hide the sausage mainly. Down the lane I'll walk with my sweet Mary. Not too old and not too hairy. It's good to touch the greeny green grass of home. In my experience, yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the greeny green grass of home. Then I awake and look around me at the four grey walls that surround me, and I realise, yes, I was only tripping. Well, there's a guard, and there's a sad old padre. What's the matter with you, you miserable old fart? Cheer up, for goodness sake. It's good to touch the greeny green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree, as they lay me once again beneath the green, green grass of home. Oh yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree, as they lay me, how lovely, beneath the green, green grass of home. Green, green, green grass of home. Thank you. Don't you peak too early. Oh, you all look very jolly. A word of warning, though, before we go any further. It is a very camp show you're about to see, and some people overdose. They run screaming from the theatre, and if this happens to you, I will understand. Apparently, the only known cure is to dash home and watch a couple of hours of rugby videos. Hello? Are you two together? What's your name? Michael, what lovely chin you've got. And you are? Melanie. Oh, and I like your perm as well. I don't care what they say. You're sitting like that, are you? Takes all sorts, doesn't it? We've been doing a little survey on this tour, actually, and we've been doing a survey to see which town or city has got the most little old ladies wearing brown woolen hats. And I have to say, you're winning at the moment. Well, welcome to my glittering passage. This is my means of transport here, my satellite of love. Doctor Who may need a TARDIS, but I'm quite happy with a bunch of bananas. I've got every modern convenience on board. I've got cruise control, which I think is important. Only I need controlling when I'm out cruising. I also have an automatic pilot, which is a boon. I don't know how I ever managed without. But my favourite feature is the minibar and bidet combined. I don't know if you've ever had a Bucks Fizz up your jacksie. It's very, very refreshing indeed. So there, and inside, there's all kinds of rooms inside, and I've named them all after my favourite celebrities. There's the master bedroom is the Marky Mark suite. The outside lavatory, of course, is the Roger Whittaker powder room. And the spare bedroom is the Prince Edward suite. He's actually in residence at the moment with his friend. I'm not sure what his friend does. I think probably most things. It's possible he's in the army, judging from the boot marks on the headboard. Just one more Prince Edward joke to go now. I see it as a trilogy. Whoever he is, I think he's in line for knighthood, because whenever I poke my head round the corner, he's kneeling down. It's a trilogy, I thank you. Oh, you have to laugh, don't you? Else you cry. This is your handbag here, is it? On your lap there. And what's the bin liner doing down there? Sorry? You got the Mac in the bin liner? Can I just ascertain? This is Persil white, isn't it? Why the bin liner for the Mac? So it doesn't get dirty. That's the trouble with white, isn't it? 4 seasons. Oh, you're 16. You've not been out shoplifting, have you? Down Toys R Us. Is it necessary to have such a large Toys R Us in Swansea? Are you all breeding furiously? There you are. I was coming for your handbag, but it never happened, did it? Still, the night is young. What's your name? Jean. There we are. I'm just being friendly. Wouldn't do for us all to be the same, would it? Now, where am I? Who am I? I do have terrible blank spells. I had a prolonged one in Australia when we were there, and I turned up in one of their parks and had to be led home by a policeman. He said he was a policeman. He said it was home. Looked like an old bike shed to me. I thought, say nothing. Didn't stop long. Just a quick one. Because I do like to travel, and sorry to shout, but I do. And I've been all over, you know. Have you been to New Zealand, Jean? You haven't. It's lovely there, and it's lovely. They've got great big mountains, and you can look at them. Look at that dirty great mountain. And then you walk down, and there's a lake there, and look at that lake. And the mountain is just there. And a few yards down the road, there's a geezer squirting 50 foot in the air. It really is a land of dreams. Then we moved on to Australia, and that's huge. It's unnecessarily large, in my opinion. And the highlight for me was meeting Craig McLachlan. And he put his arm round me in a manly sort of way. And he said, "Julian, you're a big spunk." I didn't quite know how to react. I said, "Thank you very much. Sure yours is quite plentiful too." And we went there, we went to Brisbane, very nice. We went to Adelaide, lovely. And then we went to Perth. And then we settled in Melbourne, which was more to my liking. It's very leafy and green, and parks galore there, and parks everywhere. And I've got a theory that the whole city was designed by a homosexual. only a theory. Someone who thought, well, we'll have a park over there, plenty of trees, and a few shops in the middle, maybe, a delicatessen, and a chemist. Then the rest can all be parks. And I went there with Dobbin, my previous means of transport. He's just about still with us, here we are, and I'm afraid he got heavily into the party scene in Australia. Because they have big all-night raves there called things like the Red Raw Party. Well, we could hardly walk home, could we? I expect you'd like your nose back, wouldn't you, Dobbin? I've got it over here. Lots of fresh hay in here. Soaked in amyl nitrate. So he's going to enjoy himself. Park yourself there, and I will bring on my pianist and constant companion, the straight I bait. Would you welcome the lovely Russell Churney? Oh, we can edit that out. That's your applause there, Russell. That's yours to take home with you. Steady yourself. And how are you, anyway? Well, that's the main thing. Off you trot your instrument. We met, no, please, don't encourage him. Posture, Russell, at all times. You had a special haircut for this evening, didn't you?
Yeah.
We met some lovely people while we were in Australia, didn't we?
Delightful.
My particular favourite was Dame Kiri Takanana Wanana Banana Rama. And we saw a great deal of her, because she lived next door to us in Sydney, didn't she? Mm. Yeah, well, she did. And we'd see her every morning as we went by to do our shopping. You could see her in the window of her place, standing there going, ooh. You could often see me doing that in our front window. For an entirely different reason, obviously. But I think she must have heard me singing in the bath or the shower, because I can do either. One day she tapped on the glass and went like that with a perfectly manicured nail, and we trod across the lawn, and she mouthed through the window at us. She said, "You ought to record an album." I think that's what she said anyway. So to cut a long story, medium length, we set to it, didn't we?
We did.
And we recorded our album, which is called Man About the Heath. Recorded entirely on location. In Hampstead, North London. Location of Gobbler's Gulch. And it's a concept album. Michael, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
You're married with children, I believe.
Yes, that's true.
So you have a very high sperm count. Just like saying the word sperm, really. It's a cheap laugh. That's my business. Well, I'd like to murder a well-known song now. It tells you all about what I get up to after midnight, and it's a lot more interesting than you might think. I thank you. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do. I go out walking after midnight, searching for you. I walk for miles along the highway. Well, that's just my way of being close to you. I'm always walking after midnight, searching for you. Searching for somebody. I stop to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Well, maybe he's crying for me. And as the sky turns gloomy, night birds whisper to me, I'm lonesome as I can be. I'm always walking after midnight, out in the starlight, and pray that you may be somewhere I'm walking after midnight, searching for me. Few mishaps with the words there, but I don't think anyone noticed. I go out walking after midnight down to the high street mainly, because there's a 7-Eleven there and you can get everything you might possibly want. I stop to see a weeping willow crying on his pillow. Well, maybe he's crying for me, I don't know. But as the sky turns gloomy, night winds whisper to me, I'm lonely as I can be. I'm always walking after midnight in the starlight, and pray that you may be somewhere I'm walking. It's basically a song about walking. All the elements you can fit in yourselves, frankly. Somewhere out walking after midnight, searching for you. Thank you very much.
Hugh Jelly, I'm going to say hi, punters. I'd like you to say hi, Hugh, just for fun. Hi, punters! Hi, Hugh! Yes, that's the first part. Not on your own, mate. The second part, I'm going to say I love you, punters. I'd like you to say we love you too. So the whole thing, hi, punters. Hi, Hugh. I love you, punters. We love you too. Really loud, this is not a rehearsal. Hi, punters! Hi, I love you, punters! We love you too! Bloody marvellous. Yes, indeed, I am Hugh Jelly, Julian Clary's glamorous assistant. Yes, I am. I used to be a bingo caller, art model, and occasional meat trader, but all that's behind me now. My hands are fully occupied with Julian Clary's glittering passage. Yes, they are. Now, in a few moments' time, Mr. Clary will come amongst you and select two lucky couples to join us up here on stage to play our new exciting game show, Sticky Members. Where Mr. Clary will prod you and probe you. Who knows, he may even invite you back to his hotel suite for a late-night snack. So without further ado, let's welcome back on stage a man with all the glitter and the glamour, the armed forces favourite. Yes, it's your friend and mine, Julian Clary!
Good evening, Hugh.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm marvellous, thank you.
Could you just outline for everyone exactly what your function is this evening, please?
Yes, indeed. My function this evening is to assist and agree.
Hugh lives close by to me, don't you?
I do indeed.
I live in Show Business Lodge, and Mr. Jelly has a mobile home on the driveway. We do have... We do have a satellite link-up, though, in case I have an emergency in the night and I need someone to change my sheets for me or replace my batteries for me or scrub out my passage for me. Do you like my outfit, Hugh?
It's breathtaking, sir.
Thank you. Does it remind you of anybody?
Cilla Black.
Oh, okay. You know how to make a 34-year-old homosexual very happy indeed. Now, I am going to play Sticky Members now. There's not a power on earth that will stop me. And we're looking for couples of any description, really. You could be a married couple, you could be an unmarried couple, you could be a gay or lesbian couple, you could be an old-age pensioner couple, or an underage couple. It really doesn't matter, as long as you're coupling. Now, I just have to follow my instinct and see where I'm drawn. And I really enjoy this part of the show. This is where everyone starts to relax. Now, I find myself coming down here. Oh, you're a bit of a mess, aren't you? You just come off work or something? What's your name?
John.
John. John who?
Winston John.
Winston John. Why did you say John then? You're deliberately trying to confuse me. Sweet. Hello, you two a couple? No. He seems to think you are. And that's us. Are you a couple then? You are, don't lie to me. He said his name was John, and you're saying you're not a couple. Now, what's going on here? I'll do a bit of counselling. Don't you like him? He seems quite presentable. What's the problem?
There isn't one.
No, I think your laugh may be a problem. Quel dommage. Now this is what I'm looking for. Hello, what's your name?
Claire.
Claire, and you are?
Peter.
And you're together, obviously. Would you like to play Sticky Members? Yeah. Claire and Peter, some encouragement, please. Claire, you come over here. And Peter here. Now then, you are a couple. That's been confirmed. How long have you been a couple?
3 years.
3 years. And where did you meet Claire, Peter?
In a nightclub.
In a nightclub. What was that nightclub called?
Ritzy's.
Ritzy's. A popular spot, obviously. A little down market, some may say. But good enough for Claire and Peter. Sorry?
That's my style.
Yeah, no need to take a vote on that. What were you wearing that evening? Can you remember?
I don't know, I can't remember.
A boob tube?
No, I need one, but I wasn't wearing.
No. All right, so that was 3 years ago. And do you live together now?
No.
No, nothing so bold. Let's not rush into things, sorry?
Only at weekends.
At weekends? All right. That's ideal, isn't it? So you'll be rid of him tomorrow. And what do you do, Peter? Do you work?
In the university.
In the university? It means you're a student or you work there?
I work there.
You work there doing what?
Computers.
Computers, so I'm glazing over. I'm sorry. What about Claire? What do you do?
I work in the hospital.
In a hospital? With the uniform?
No, not with the uniform.
Can you give me an enema later? Not that side of things.
Well, yeah, I am actually.
You are. You're a qualified enemaist. And you've got lovely cheekbones, so I'm going to give you an extra point for the cheekbones. I see, and there we are. Do you have any interesting hobbies, Peter?
Not really.
Sorry?
I like animals.
You like animals? Little furry things.
Yeah. Any animal.
Any animals. You're not picky, is this true?
Yeah, we just bought a cat.
You bought a cat. And what have you called it?
Scooby.
Scooby? So he only sees the cat at weekends, does he? Is it a ginger cat?
Tabby.
It's a tabby. Oh, lovely. Sorry?
It's a tabby.
Yes, don't go for a cheap laugh. Okay, well, you seem like a lovely couple. Weekend couple. Oh, would you like to come on and just sort of guard them for me? Over there, and I'm going to see if I can't find another couple now somewhere. And who knows how far I'll have to go. That's a nice jacket. It's a sort of leather look that's actually PVC, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's more fashionable than leather. I'm here to tell you. Hello, you've got the leather one on, but they're the same design, aren't they? That's curious. Is there some connection between you? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. Your name is, by the way?
Darren.
Darren. Sorry, I'm just going to stand here. Sorry, no, don't move your legs. So you're Darren and you are?
Simon.
Simon. Are you a couple, Darren? Would you be willing for a shilling? There are glamorous prizes involved. Come with me then. Hop up the stairs. Thank you so much. You stand here, Simon. Nothing to worry about at all. It'll be quite painless. Just let your arms hang loosely by the side. That's my advice. So, a couple here. And where did you two meet?
At the club.
Another club. It wasn't Razzles or whatever.
Ritzy's.
Wasn't Ritz's. Where did you meet?
Was it a local gay club?
Yes. The Palace. Hello. I don't know why I'm waving to you. You're seen down the Palace, are you? Oh, I know you. Oh, and I know him. Fancy. Oh, it's all falling together now, down the Palace.
Yep.
Yep, and how long ago was that?
About 2.5 years ago, I think.
All right. Can you remember who said what to who?
He gave me a false name, actually.
He gave you a false name. Sorry?
As you do.
Yes, well, you can't be too careful. What false name did you give him?
I don't know.
Sorry?
Colin.
Colin. No, you're not a Colin, are you? And that was just that night, was it?
Yep.
And then what happened after that?
I found out his real name after that.
Yes. You got down to the nitty-gritty. And here we are, 2.5 years later. So, what do you do? Do you work?
Yeah, I'm a driver.
A driver? Drive me home later if you like. And what do you do?
I work in a bank.
In a bank? In a little booth?
No, a merchant bank.
In a merchant bank? A dirty, great booth. What sort of things do you drive?
A van.
A van? With what's in the back of your van?
Anything. Windows mainly.
Mainly windows, okay. And, do you cohabit?
Sort of.
Sort of. Are there any little pets? Because they've got a cat.
No.
You haven't got anything
Enough
like
of a pet for me.
Sorry?
He's enough of a pet for me.
No, give them an extra prize. Do you share the same hair gel?
Yeah, we do, actually.
Extra point for sharing the same hair. Okay, then. Well, Simon, could I... we found out enough about you. Simon, could I ask you to sit on this chair here? And Peter, wasn't it? You pop yourself down there. You come over here. We're going to find out a bit more about your partners. Now, we're popping them into our soundproof booth. They're going to be listening to a Roger Whittaker live album. So you will see the occasional expression of ecstasy pass across their face. My questions, Hugh, thank you very much. First of all, here we are. Can you tell me, please, what colour underwear is Peter wearing?
Stripy boxer shorts.
Very specific, stripy boxer shorts. Okay, make a note of that, Barb. What about your partner? What? Sorry?
Stripy boxer shorts.
Do you ever wonder where he is the rest of the week? You dirty devil. Were you attracted to your partner because of A, his larger-than-life personality, B, his larger-than-life pay packet, or C, his larger-than-life penis?
C.
C. Same question for you. Was it personality, pay packet, or penis?
Penis.
Can hardly get through the door, I expect. What is the hardest thing about your partner to live with? Is it A, his constant nagging, B, his constant phone calls, or C, his constant erections?
A.
A, nagging. What does he nag you about?
All the time.
Yes? No, get it off your chest. He's not listening.
Well, he nags me all the time because I'm such a whinger.
You whinge and he nags.
He nags.
Oh, I see, nasty. Leave the poor girl alone. You may be hung like a horse, but leave her alone. You don't have to clap while on stage, you're exempt. Same question for you about your partner. Is there a lot of nagging from Simon or a lot of phone calls? Or are there constant erections to deal with?
Well, we haven't got a phone, so...
So that one's out. Nagging?
I do the nagging, so...
You do the
It's
nagging?
got to be erection.
You've gone for C. You poor old soul. Right, that brings us to the end of that part of the round. Could we release our two punters now from the soundproof booth? Peter, hello. And Simon, would you like to come over here and join your partner? You stand just here. You stand next to me. Was it enjoyable?
Oh, very good, yeah.
Good. Could we have the gags now, please? To gag their respective partners so they can't cheat at all. Here we are. Let's pop that over your face. That's a gag there, okay? Sure you've seen one of those before. Okay, now let's see if their partners were right. Peter, what colour underwear are you wearing?
Striped.
Striped, what sort of?
Striped boxer shorts.
Striped boxer shorts. 2 points there. And Simon, what kind of underwear are you wearing?
Striped boxer shorts.
Striped boxer shorts. Funny, isn't it? What make are yours?
I don't know, actually.
Can you just hold out the rim at the front? Sorry?
It's at the back.
What's at the back?
The label.
He's wearing quality casuals. Let's look at your label. If we could, Simon. Oh no, they're different altogether. They're more sort of t-shirt material. I'm sure they're quality as well. If I may say so, casual. Right, full marks so far. Do you think, Peter, that your partner was attracted to you because of A, your larger-than-life personality, or B, your larger-than-life pay packet, or C, your larger-than-life penis?
It's a poser. B and C can have that one?
No, you have to have one or the other.
I'll take B.
He's gone for the pay packet. Sadly, no. It was the penis. Caught her eye initially. Not that there's anything wrong with your pay packet, I'm sure. Same question for you. Do you think it was personality, pay packet, or penis?
I know which one I'd like to say, but A.
No. Should have said the one you wanted to say, which was
Penis.
Was your penis? Yes. So, no marks there, sadly. Never mind. Now, what do you think is the hardest thing about you for your partner to live with? Your constant nagging, your constant phone calls, or your constant erections? I'll have to hurry you.
A.
Nagging is the right answer. What about you, Simon? Do you do a lot of nagging? You make a lot of phone calls? Or are there a lot of erections to deal with?
Erections, I think.
Erections is the right answer. Marvellous. That brings us to the end of that round. Could we have the scores now, please, Hugh?
Yes, indeed, the heterosexual couple have 5 points. And the homosexual couple have 6.
Now stop now. Let's come over here. Because we found out a bit about how your minds work. Now we want to look at how your bodies work and how you relate to each other on that sphere of things. We're talking, obviously, about dancing. And we're not going to ask you to do anything that we can't do ourselves. We will now demonstrate for you the tango, which you will then demonstrate for us. Thank you. Our first couple. You see how simple it is? Would you like to face each other? Okay? And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And get ready for a big finish. Run to the other side of the stage. Excellent. Over there. Next couple. Let's come here and assume the position. And in your own time. Listen. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go for a big finish. Sterling work. I shall award you some points now, and you were both very good, very sort of free-form, very fluid, if I could say that word. So I'm going to give you 8 points. Well done. And you two. Also very good, and a bit more innovative, I thought, so I'm going to give you 10 points. Could we have the final scores now, please, Hugh?
Yes, indeed, the straights have 13, but the gays have 16!
Well, commiserations to you, and congratulations to you. Funny how things work out, isn't it? But in this strange show business world where we live, you both get more or less the same prize. We've got some delightful flowers for you two here, and some for you. And we can't send you away without giving you both a Fanny the Wonder Dog statuette. Thank you very much to our 2 lovely couples.
Come on now, let's really hear it for 4 wonderful sports! Claire and Peter, Darren and Simon! If I could just have your attention for a moment, please, to both couples who took part. Please do look after your Fanny the Wonder Dog statuettes. They are actually made of Mr. Clary's own personal phlegm, puffed up during a recent bronchial bout, and I've just sprinkled them with some glitter. Would you please sit them up now on your laps so they can watch the rest of the show as we welcome back on stage our team leader. Yes, indeed, it's Julian Clary!
A very choreographed number. Thank you.
Hello
the chain gang. Well, don't you know that's the sound of the man working on the chain gang? That's the sound of the man working on the chain gang. All day long they work so hard till the sun is going down, working on the highways and byways and wearing a frown. You hear them moaning their lives away.
Oh no!
Then you hear somebody say, well, don't you know that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang? That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. I'm going home one of these days. I'm going home to meet my woman, whom I love so dear. But in the meantime, I've got to work right here. Well, don't you know that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang? That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. We don't just make this up as we go along, you know. We've had hours of rehearsal. And double time. Oh, don't you know that's the sound of the man working on the chain gang? That's the sound of the man working on the chain gang. My, my work is so hard. Bring me water, I'm thirsty. My work is so hard. My work is so hard. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. How kind, thank you. We thought we'd get that out of our system. And I thought I'd dress up as an octopus. I put in a call earlier to my estranged boyfriend in Amsterdam, and I got no reply. So, it's not going to affect my performance. Is it? Well, he's obviously slipped out, hasn't he? Gone to look at a few canals somewhere. I met him in Amsterdam in a club called The Exit. And it's true, he came up to me, he said, "My name is Gerrit Schrout. I'm very beautiful. I get a lot of attention in the bars." I said, "Oh, hello. I'll have a schooner of sherry, please." It's funny, though, going out with a Dutchman. Dutch being short for "I'll fuck anybody." They've got a strange sense of humour. They haven't really got one. Well, that's not true. That's not true. They have. He was at my place once watching a circus on the television, and there were some clowns on, and a tired old routine with a bucket of whitewash and a ladder. And then, oh, ho, 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 ho. This is very amusing. He came to see my show. He didn't laugh once. Sat there stony-faced. But there you are. It's funny, though. I mean, it is funny, because, you see, I met him last July or whenever it was, and, you know, we'd been stepping out for a couple of months, and then it came to October, and I said, "Well, I'm off to Australia now for 5 months. Bye-bye. Be good." And after I'd been gone a couple of weeks, I couldn't actually remember what he looked like. I knew there was hair involved, a certain number of eyes, but the actual features... It's too late now. The actual features were beginning to blur, but what's very interesting is I could remember every detail of his penis. And I'm sorry to be vulgar, but there we are. Every bump and vein. Every inch was ingrained on my memory. I've got a very long memory. I could pick him out of a lineup. But while so I rang him up, you see. I rang him up and I said, "If you're lonely in Amsterdam, why not come and visit me in Australia?" He said, "My God, 24 hours on a plane, fuck off." So I took that as a maybe. I've just discovered swearing, by the way. If you're a bit shocked, I never used to swear at all, but it's a whole new language, isn't it? Bloody. And while I'm being sexually explicit, there's more I'd like to share with you about Gerrit Schrout. Because his orgasms were the 8th wonder of the world. And I've seen the Taj Mahal by moonlight, and I've seen the pyramids, but they're nothing compared to my Dutchman's ejaculations. No, we're talking volume. We're talking Wellington boots. Frankly, and we're talking velocity. I've had to board up the windows. But it wasn't in, so what can you do? Something I could do, I could dedicate a song to Gerrit Schrout. And I will require musical assistance if they're available. There we are, Russell. You've recovered from your disco dancing. Robin Michael, hello there. Mr. Jelly, what have you been up to?
I've been very busy, sir, preparing our after-show snack.
Oh, what are we having?
A couple of spring chickens.
A bit of stuffing on the corner of your mouth.
Thank you, I owe you one.
I'll have an extra large portion.
Leg or breast?
I'm actually a parson's nose man. I wish I'd known you were cooking. I've got a hot ring in my dressing room. Anyway, Russell, when you're ready, and not before. There's nothing you could do could tear me away from my guy. My guy. There's nothing you can do, 'cause I'm stuck like glue to my guy. My guy. I'm sticking to my guy like a stamp to a letter. Like birds of a feather we stick together. I'm telling you from the start, I can't be torn apart from my guy. There's nothing you can do could make me untrue to my guy. My guy. There's nothing you could buy could make me tell a lie to my guy. My guy. I gave my guy my word of honor to be faithful, and I'm probably going to be. You best be believing I won't be deceiving my guy. As a matter of opinion, I think he's tops. My opinion is he's the cream of the crop. As a matter of taste, to be exact, he's my ideal. As a matter of fact, no muscle-bound man could take my hand from my guy. My guy. No handsome face could ever take the place of my guy. My guy. He may not be a movie star, but when it comes to being happy, there's not a man today who could tear me away from my guy. Could take my hand from my guy. My guy. My guy. No handsome face could ever take the place of my guy. My guy. He may not be a movie star, but when it comes to being happy, there's not a man today who could tear me away from my guy. Peter Duncan, perhaps. There's not a man today who could tear me away from my guy. Lowest of rugby team. Almost anyone you care to mention could tear me away from my guy. My guy. Yes, I like to get my nipples out at some point. You paid for them after all. They're yours. Do you remember that lovely day we had in Perth, Russell?
I do.
Perth. We did have one lovely day there where we went swimming with the dolphins, and it changed my life, really.
Did it?
No. But it was lovely, nevertheless, because they spotted me the moment I stepped out of the limousine. They were there going, ooh. So just wait a minute. Put my Speedos on first. Heard about these dolphins. And when I was good and ready, I slipped into the water, and they all came nuzzling up to me with their little snouts. And I clung onto their fins. And they took me whizzing round the bay. I think they mistook me for Shirley MacLaine. Then, of course, Russell flopped into the water, and do you think they'd go near him? No, sirree. There was one elderly dolphin with poor eyesight. Mistook him for a rubber ring, I think. Generally speaking, no, Russell. No, you were persona non grata, weren't you, in the water?
I'm afraid I was.
It was a bit like Gary Bushell turning up at Gay Pride. In a pair of black shorts. But as I say, I had this natural affinity with them, because, you know, they've got their own private language, dolphins. They made it up themselves, without any help from us. It's quite high-pitched. It's a sort of...
What's it like?
Not unlike Welsh. Right. Much to my surprise, that I could understand them. And not only that, I could communicate with them in their own language. Only small talk. I'm heavy. They said things to me like, which means you've got a lovely tan. Thank you very much. Quite a nice bluish tint yourself. And then one young pup swam up to me, and with a cheeky grin on his face, and I thought, here comes trouble. Then I realised they've all got cheeky grins. That's your dolphin look, basically. And he swam up, and he said, I hear the sea in England is full of turds. Which I had to agree was true, but I said Prince Charles doesn't go swimming every day. Anyway, I feel I've been in this costume long enough, Russell. I feel a change coming on, and could you bear to watch Russell for a moment while he fills in? Because there is no alternative. The lovely Russell.
He's just slipping another costume on in the wings, as he said. Heaven knows what he'll come out in this time. I have to tell you, actually, I think I can share this with you, that some of the things he wears actually make me feel slightly unwell. When we were in Sydney, he went out to a club one night wearing what I can only describe as a couple of yards of sellotape and a Brussels sprout.
No vegetables involved at all in this outfit. Not that you can see anyway. Now, I was on the phone recently to my very good friend, Victoria Principal. And then I had another call from another very good friend of mine, Jane Fonda. Thank you. And remarkably, they both said the same thing to me. They both said, why don't you bring out a Keep Fit video? And so I have, and it's called Jerk It Off with Julian. And it's very, very alternative indeed. To warm up, you do 20 minutes of power mincing, followed by 5 minutes of vigorous buttock clenching, and then you wipe down the nearest available surface. Now, I tried joining a conventional gym, and I found I didn't work out at all. I just hung around the showers mainly. I didn't like all those noisy weights clanking about. You might stub your toe on. So I've come up with something far more glamorous to help us with our Keep Fit campaign, and I'd now like to demonstrate for you how to jerk it off with myself. I thank you. How kind, thank you. I've tickled my own fancy. I'm feeling a bit exposed. Do you have something glamorous for me to wear, Mr. Jelly? Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you like to take that?
Thank you.
What's this you've bought me? Some old Shirley Bassey cast-off? You're not working with some tired old drag queen, you know. Not tired at all. Anyway, try that at home, but do remember to draw the curtains first. I think I'm turning into Doris Day. I'm sure you've noticed the cuckoo in our nest, the crab in our pubic region. I'm talking about our glamorous backing singer, the lovely Barb Younger, and it occurred to me earlier that she's really not getting what they call in Australia a fair suck at the salve. So I'm going to bring her on now to suck away to her heart's content. Would you welcome the very lovely Barb Younger? Barb's going to sing for us without any interference from me. What are you going to sing?
A Dionne Warwick song.
Which one?
Walk on by.
A personal favourite of mine. The lovely Barb.
If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by, make believe that you don't see the tears, just let me grieve in silence, 'cause each time I see you, I break down and cry. Walk on by, walk on by, walk on by. I just can't get over losing you. So if I seem broken in two, walk on by, walk on by. Foolish pride, that's all that I have left. So let me hide the pain and the heartache you gave me when you said goodbye. Walk on by. The pain and the heartache you gave me when you said goodbye. Walk on by, walk on by, walk on by.
Lovely Barb Younger. Now, if you go, when you go, should you go to Australia, you'll notice they all keep on there about the Barrier Reef. Morning, noon and night, the Barrier Reef, the Barrier Reef. I tried to compete. I said, Hadrian's Wall. Jim will fix it. But in the end, I broke down, of course, and I thought, well, I'll go to the Barrier Reef if it'll make you happy. And I booked a ticket, and 2 days before I was due to leave, I woke up in the morning with this terrible pain in my ear. And I thought, oh, this terrible pain. Seems to be in my ear. And so I rang a doctor, and he came and he looked in my ear with one of those torches, and he said, oh, there's a terrible pain in there. That'll be $300, please. I said, will I be all right? He said, well, yes, it's an ear infection, and you need to put these drops in your ear and take these pills, and you'll be all right. But whatever you do, don't put your head underwater for a fortnight. I said, excuse me. I'm just off to the Barrier Reef, which I believe is underwater. That's the whole point of going, Doctor. I want to see the reef and the barrier and the underwater fishes. He said, well, you can't. I said, I'm going to anyway. Shove it up your arse. I didn't actually say that. I was trying to make myself sound more rebellious than I actually am. I think what I actually said was okay. But I thought, I'll jolly well go anyway. And so I went, and you go by seaplane, and you arrive by seaplane, and I got off on this island called Orpheus, and you get met on the jetty by a woman in a cheap sarong. She said, hello and welcome to Orpheus, paradise for the chosen few. I said, hello. Where's the disco? She said, we don't have one. I said, well, don't call it paradise then. She said, here on Orpheus, we have dinner at about 7:30-ish. You'll notice I say 7:30-ish. That's because here on Orpheus, we have what is known as island time. I said, oh, do you? Well, I'll have a gin and tonic, please. Sort of now-ish. About an hour and a half later, my gin and tonic arrived, with an umbrella stuck in it to make me feel tropical, I suppose. And she said, whatever you do, don't miss the cocktail hour at 5:30. I said, come again. She said, the cocktail hour. She said, well, come at 5:30-ish, and you get the barman to make something up for you. I thought, well, he could start with you. Bit of long combray beige and some brushwork wouldn't go amiss. But she said, no, you get the barman to make you up a cocktail, and you sit, you see, in the bar, and you watch the cockatiels coming into roost. Coming into roost, they call it. Coming in to scream outside my bedroom window, all night, I call it. I've never heard such a racket. They don't just tweet, you know, like an English sparrow. Tweeting and twerping. Oh, no, that's too good for your cockatiels. They go in for more a kind of rah! All night, every night. Outside my bedroom window. And I lay there, you know, in the 500 degrees heat. Chasing creepy crawlies out my room. Because you have to watch out, you know, there, because there's these spiders and under your toilet seat. I was religious about it, wasn't I? You have to check your toilet seat every time. Make sure there's not a red widow there. Now, I was meticulous about that. Only when I was in the toilet, obviously. I didn't make special journeys. That's not what I'm saying. Stop the car rustle, there's a toilet. No, that's not what I mean. And, so I lay there, you know, and I could see out my bedroom window on the branch, I could see all these cockatiels all scrunched together there on this branch. And, you know, obviously they get a bit hot and bothered, but it's their choice, isn't it? They could have a branch each, it occurred to me. Let's face it, they could have a tree each, but no. They want to all be together. And if you're a cockatiel on the branch there, you've not got enough room. And you just say, don't you, excuse me? Could we please, could we move up a little? I'm sweating like an otter here. It's all you need to do. You don't have to go, "Wah!" all night long. And so I woke up in the morning, and staggered around in this ridiculous heat, and everyone else on the island seemed to be a honeymoon couple, and we were off snorkeling. Got near infection. And they came back in the evening breathless with tales of what they'd seen. They'd seen sea anemones and urchins and turtles. I said, well, I don't want to know. I've got near infection. I hope you get thrush. That was my holiday on Orpheus. I recommend it. Take a bumper pack of Mogadon with you. You'll have a lovely time. Hello, could you put me through to the dressing room of the All Blacks rugby team, please? Yes, I'll hold. I'm an expert. Hello, could I speak to your centre forward, please? Hello, Rupert. Hello, it's Julian here. Do you remember me? That nightclub in Marbella? 6 vodkas and a bar of soap, that's right. How are you? Yes. Well, no, the reason I'm calling is I've still got your bicycle pump. Now, do you want me to send it back to you? Or, I can always find a use for it this end. Once I've wiped the lemon meringue off it. Did you ever find that hamster? Only I remember spending 3/4 of an hour trying to coax him out with a lettuce leaf. I felt a fool. OK then, Rupert, I will, yes. Yes. Twice a day. Bye-bye, Rupert. Sorry about that, but had to be done. Well, I don't know about you, Russell, but I'm going to dab my face with a tissue. You fill in. You amuse everyone. I don't know about you, Russell, but I feel a finale approaching me.
I do.
And we will require musical assistance. Here they are, all dressed up for a finale. Because they've been delightful, these punters, haven't they?
Wonderful.
I don't care what anyone says. They've been lovely.
Absolutely lovely.
And well, who knows, frankly, when we'll meet again. Are you in some kind of hurry, Russell? Is there a snooker match on this evening? No, all right then. Well, who knows where we'll meet again? Posture. It may even be somewhere over the rainbow. When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. I can't be more specific than that, I'm afraid, but there's a land that I heard of once in a lay-by. I'm talking about somewhere over the rainbow, where skies are blue. I know you go down the M4 and then you turn left, but after that you're on your own, I'm afraid. You'll know when you reach it because the skies are very blue indeed, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. about somewhere over the rainbow, where bluebirds fly. Well then, if birds can fly over the rainbow, what's the big problem? Why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, why can't I? The lovely Russell Churney. My glamorous assistant, Mr. Hugh Jelly. The very lovely Bob Younger and Michael Parker. And for myself, thank you very much and good night. Thank you.